Hey everyone, how's your day? Rhyme here, and I've got someone on the channel again, and he's going to introduce himself real fast.
It's me, the dire Thunderhead guy, the dude with horrible opinions. Not as
They're
worse as
not
Newslevel.
horrible.
Yeah, they're not Newslevel.
They are not noose level, that is correct. Because we can agree, Set and Fee are better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Worse? What? Oh, well, I mean, yeah, Hawkman. I get it. What a guy.
Bro, it was so funny my first FE4 playthrough. I got Hawk, and I was like, who's this?
You didn't pair him? You didn't pair Aaron's.
No, I didn't.
How?
Uh, guess
How?
guess which pairing I did with Lewin.
You got Sylvia, didn't you?
Let's go, Corpsetti.
Oh my god.
I see. I've been on this train
No,
ever since my first playthrough.
uh, uh,
It was so funny when I
yeah.
saw Forsetti on Corporal because I was like, "What? He's Claude's kid. Just look at him."
Oh boy, that's something else.
Like
The
I thought that
funny thing is, though,
I thought that he couldn't use Forsetti because he looked so much like Claude.
yeah, it's kind of surprising that he can, honestly.
I don't know. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Makes you wonder.
It was the three-way.
Hmm.
That's the real answer. The FE4 fans aren't ready for.
That's the hard truth.
Oh yeah. Well, I completely got off track for this video. As you all can probably see by the thumbnail, name of the video, and what you are staring at on your screen right now, in the Dire Thunderhead interview, he mentioned how there was a long explanation for why he liked Olwen. So basically,
Oh,
I'm letting him do the long explanation.
oh, am I giving that? Oh,
Oh yeah, I mean, I
all
thought
right.
that was what we were doing this for. But if you don't want to, it's fine then.
Oh no, I will. Uh, a long explanation. Basically, I just find her character really interesting compared to since all of Yggdrasil doesn't really have character. Get up for them.
Hot take.
Classic. But she is one of the only. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Thracia's cast, like, do you have more than escape lines? No. Welcome, welcome to the majority. But like, she has like an actual story, and it's kind of cool with the whole like Kempf dynamic and her choosing her own path. And I think that's like it's pretty cool for her to have that, and for her to like she's almost a Camus archetype, but she doesn't end up being one because she is able to properly realize that her country can only be fixed by it can't she can't stand for loyalty to something so horrible. And I think it's cool.
It is. And
I think I just like her for that.
do you like Reinhardt because she wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for Reinhardt being the Camus for
Yeah,
her.
yeah, Reinhardt is yeah he's there. He's just so loyal to the point where he
He's a simp, bro. He's an Ishtar simp. I can't. You cannot convince me otherwise.
when Reinhardt's such a high ranking thing that he can't really just easily betray and just get away with it.
Hannibal does.
Oh, it's kind of like they would, okay, Hannibal does because his country fell to ruin and his king was dead by the time.
That's fair. Still
So,
though, I don't think it's
but
an excuse, but I get what you're saying.
Reinhardt, since Reinhardt, like he's in such a position to the point where he's so loyal to Ishtar, but he knows he doesn't want to fight anymore. But since he's in so deep, he can't back and he doesn't turn his back on Ishtar. He decides to just end himself by having Olwen kill him.
Based.
So but Olwen, since she's like a low ranking person, she realizes that she doesn't want to be on this side because she clearly she didn't know about any of the childhood. She thought they were just rumors. She didn't think they were real.
Yeah.
So as soon as she found out, she was like, "What the hell's pretty cool? Let's join him." And she's like, "Okay." And then she just beats the half the continent into oblivion.
At least in your playthrough.
Well, yeah. Um, but yeah, I like her story overall. I think it's very meaningful to the point where even like the people that are the shadows, like the not as important, like the like you'd expect Reinhardt to be the person to have a strong will and turns back, but no. And the truth, his path is extremely narrow. He's not open to becoming something else until his last moments where he realizes he doesn't want to be that anymore, but he has no choice, so he just dies.
Well, that's what he gets for being a simp.
So,
That's all I have to say, man.
what,
Simps
what,
must die.
what,
Simps must die.
well, looks like I'm gonna have to take myself out.
No! You want to die like Reinhardt. You want to die from Olwen, dire thundering you.
No, what? Hmm. Anyway, Hmm. um, yeah, but I like that dynamic that Olwen, even though she's like the lesser known, she's not as strong. She looks up to Reinhardt. She has that wide open path and chooses her own path separate from her brother. And I feel like that's just a really cool thing for a character to do
Hmm.
because specifically because her brother is the enemy. And I haven't played any Fire Emblem. I don't know any other Fire Emblem games that have siblings that one is recruitable and one just isn't. I'm sure there
Uh,
are many of those.
Cormag and his brother.
Oh yeah, his brother. Did you fight his brother? I thought he just died from Volter.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil the game for you.
You know what? That's fair.
I respect your experience.
Spoiling the game. Wow. It's almost like Heroes did that a lot. Oops.
Heroes is going to walk up to you and be like, Cormag's brother, blah, blah, blah. That's
I
one
think
thing.
they almost have like half of everything.
That's one thing I really hate about Heroes. They like
Like,
they don't care about spoilers, but they took the FE forecast out of the Three Houses Forging Bonds. Like what? It's so dumb.
yeah, I don't get like I get Heroes is supposed to be a celebration, so spoilers kind of like you want a spoiler thing to appear because it'd be cool,
Yeah,
but at
I
the
get it.
same time, like, and they're also old games,
Hmm.
so. But then again, it's like new players gonna come to this and they're getting spoiled for if they want to try out the old games. It kind of sucks.
Even the new ones, because funny story. I'm an
Oh,
Awakening baby, but I played Heroes first, and I was like, "Oh, what's
yeah,
this
me too.
Robin Grima thing?"
You know, there's some of them there were just absolutely no need to spoil either. Like Zelgius, he
Yeah,
could have just been red armor Zelgius easily, but the only reason they made him the Black Knight armor is so he could keep the stats and keep the weapon and all that stuff.
yeah, it's really dumb. I
Which
agree.
it is really dumb. And like they okay. They hid Death Knight's name, and that made sense. And since he came out in the first 2 months of Three Houses,
Hmm.
then they hid Flame Emperor, and then okay, it makes sense. And then like a month or so later, they just Flame Emperor Legendary Edelgard. Like, what was the point of that?
And you want to
You
know
really just have to wait.
one thing I really find funny is like Edelgard fans that say that the Flame Emperor doesn't count as an Edelgard alt. Like, yes, it
Ah, right.
does.
Okay. Here's the interesting thing. Here's an interesting thing. By by IS's rules, by Choose Your Legend rules, they are separate characters, but I don't really qualify that as saying like, oh, the Flame Emperor got a version. Like, okay, congratulations. What- it's you know what's funny? This is interesting. Zelgius is considered a Zelgius alt and not a Black Knight alt. There is no base Celgius and there's no black metal. By IS's rules, that's an official thing,
it's like
which is kind of weird.
oh, Sirius isn't a camisalt. No, they're two completely different people, man. Why would you think that?
Yeah, yeah. It's incredible for Edelgard to get what 4 versions now in the midst of 1 year.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's I'm not saying that they're playing favorites, but they're playing favorites.
Oh, they're definitely playing favorites.
And okay,
And
no hate to Edelgard fans.
oh,
I'm happy for you guys. I really am. Good for you all. Have fun building them. I just want some love for the other two.
the other 2 houses too, like the Black Eagles has most of their characters in, and on top of that, even has some of the Empire's characters in, like the Flame Emperor and the Death Knight,
Hmm.
and even Kranya if you want to go that far.
Oh, I don't
But
count her as Black Eagles, but
I don't count her. I count her as not the Empire either. I count her as just her own faction.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Those are Slither, but the Death Knight is part of the Empire stuff.
Yeah.
So Black Eagles got a lot. They're missing what? Linhart, Casper. That's it.
And let me
They
tell
got
you,
everyone
I'm
else.
about to go on the fattest rant ever now that we're on this. I don't know how we went from FE4 to 3 houses, but here we are. Okay, so every
Speed
retainer
run.
is in except for Dedu. This
Oh,
is
I'm not happy
racism.
about that either.
He's my favorite one,
Like,
and I hate them.
I'm not done the Blue Lions route. I think the dude's cool, and like, I'm not even a huge Dedu fan at all. But the fact that he's not in is just stupid.
I, exactly.
Well, at least he gets the Gen 5 BST, I guess, but still, that's still ridiculous.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's gonna be garbage because they're gonna make him an armor.
You know what? He'll be good for arena.
Yeah, I'd rather just use infantry that way. I don't have to have two
Yeah, oh,
hours of
yeah,
extra
it's kind of
gameplay.
absurd how good it's absurd how good infantry are, like compared to
Oh
armors
yeah.
now.
Oh
Because
yeah.
their BST has gone way too close, and infantry have 2 movement as well as an access to most of the best skills in the game.
And don't
So it's just
forget
like, okay,
about support skills like infantry flash, infantry pulse, like all this
oh yeah, all
garbage.
that stuff, as well as no weakness to armor effectiveness, which is extremely common.
Bro, wait.
So
Let me
like
tell you. They have a weakness to Kagero's dagger.
they don't even have a weakness to Kagero's dagger.
I thought
Kagero's
they
dagger doesn't have infantry effectiveness. Only poison dagger does.
Oh, okay. Well.
Her refund doesn't have infantry effectiveness. They removed it, which is really funny. And by the way, poison dagger is like 5 might.
Yes, it'll definitely do
So
damage to my echidna.
oh yeah, baby, my 40 attack unit with I do 50% more damage. Great. 60 minus what? 50 defense. Great. I'm doing 10 damage. Awesome.
Let's go. Let me think.
Useless.
And another bad thing about armors is that it's just like I feel like their exclusive skills aren't that good anymore.
Oh, that's definitely true because no follow up completely annihilates almost every single one of them.
Yeah.
Like special fighter's the best one, and always has been, because not only can slow armors use it with like quick riposte, but fast armors use it way too well.
Yeah.
But like bold fighter was pretty good for a while because there was no countering to it.
I think it's still a little good with combination of brave
Bold fighter's
weapons,
still
but I
yeah,
don't think it's like
bold fighter's
amazing.
still pretty good. Vengeful sucks, just
Yeah.
garbage.
It's so funny because when I
It's
first
easy
started
to deal
Faye,
with.
I thought it was like busted.
Oh, you know what? Me too. Uh, Wary fighter, it still exists. It's still annoying, but it's like if you have run null follow up, it's completely useless.
I actually
Daring fight,
I think that wary is starting to become better than vengeful.
probably just because it's annoying and most units don't have null follow up,
Yeah.
and it's still like, oh well, I feel like him still. And then there's odd follow up, which is just on one unit and was bait skill. It's not great. And then there's daring fighter, which is the worst fighter skill. That is an awful skill.
Oh, that's a
It's
hot
only
take.
good on one unit, and that was a relief unit.
I'd say it's good on 2 units.
What's the other unit?
Winter Nina.
You know what? I'll give you that, but she gets no cooldown from it.
That's true. I
Which
just I think it's good for certain people, but I don't think it's like
it's good on certain units.
yeah,
It's, in my opinion, good on ranged armors that are fast,
for sure.
which is really, really limited.
Yeah, what a niche.
And like even then, I think Winter Nino does better with a close foil build or something like that. I don't know. I don't use Winter Nino. I've never even seen her again ever. I literally, I've never seen her once.
I've never seen one either.
Now that I think about it,
I've
I
only seen
don't.
a
Did people
Goosephone
even
use her.
go for her?
Goosephone got her at +10, and that's the only reason I know this about her.
That's incredible. I didn't even know. Huh? Huh? Ain't that something? Oh boy. The Dancer banner comes soon.
Bro,
No, that's true.
let me tell you. Let me tell you.
What,
Please be
what do you?
Juke Troll. Please.
Oh, I have a feeling it's gonna be FE4.
Okay, and speaking
I don't
of
know what about.
FE4, how do you feel about the Ulster name change? I want to hear your thoughts about it. Like,
Oh, all right. Listen. I'm a man that likes most localized names. Although this one is not one of my favorites, I'm growing. It's growing on me, and it's like it's all right.
very fair.
Um, it's not as it's not like Munster where I just like that's weird, and
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna like that. Like, but like it's pronounced like Skaha, and it's just like okay, I can work with that. It's funny
It's
to say
pronounced like Skaha.
Skaha,
Okay.
Skaha,
Because if I had to
Skaha.
say scat, I
But
was
like,
just gonna keep saying Ulster.
no, if it was that, I would have died. But no, it's like Skahak,
Skaha.
Skahak, like the end of it. It's like hawk, but instead of a hawk, it's like a hawk. There's a video on it. Look it up.
Well, no, you just taught me it.
But
I'll
it's
try and
yeah,
remember it. I'm still gonna call him
Skahak.
Ulster, and I'm not calling him Ulster. I mean, I'm not calling
I
him
mean,
Skaha until they add him into the game like that. If they don't add him into the game like that, I'm not calling him that yet. That's my rule.
yeah. You know what? Like my only problem with it is that they changed it way too like suddenly. They should have changed it before they actually added anything about him into the game.
I just don't
Because like
see any problem with
they
Ulster.
had to remove voice lines.
They removed
You
voice
know, the
lines.
funny thing, yeah, they removed the voice. They actually changed Larcey's voice line to remove the mention of Ulster.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, like apparently it was always that like it was based on his Japanese name, which was based on the actual mythology,
Yeah.
and Ulster was more actually just a fan translation that they used in Awakening. But even then, they should have changed it before releasing it into Heroes.
Oh yeah. And I've just gotten so used to
It's funny.
Ulster.
Yeah, me too. Like I don't like, and the funny thing is, it's just like how different it is compared to Larcey, which Larcey is not even supposed to be Larcey. It's just kind of funny to me. It's just like, yeah, here's Larcey and Skaha.
Skaha.
Like it's completely different when you look at it, and I'm
Like it makes
like
sense when it's
Holland's at
next
least is
to
Holland.
Shannon. Like that's how you're supposed to say it. Like
Yeah, like you got
Shannon.
John Larcey, those sound similar. And then you Skaha.
I think the end,
It's like, oh,
if you pronounce Shannon like that, then it doesn't sound as weird. But it makes Larcey stick out. So now they have to change Larcey. And it's just
Yeah,
such a fiasco.
it's something. I don't know what they're doing.
One of my favorite like
Uh,
localizations, and one that I actually like, is how they took like Solis to Selith. That way, there wouldn't be confusion between him and Celica. I really like that.
they what they do with Solis?
They changed Solis to Selith. That way, there wouldn't be a lot of confusion between Celica and Selith, which did confuse me at first. So,
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, Selif's old name.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Solis. That was always a weird one.
I don't think it's super
I
bad. I
remember
just
that they had.
you keep
I
going.
like Yingvi. Yingvi is pretty funny. I like saying Yingvi.
You mean Jungbai?
Jungbai. What? I've never heard it called anything like that. I like Friga. Friga is fun to say. It's just like Friga.
I like saying free gay instead.
Okay, mister.
Okay, Misty. Oh, by the way, I had an idea
Um,
for like an FU4 style Let's Play. How would you how would you feel
yeah,
about being on with that? You're gonna really like
sure.
okay. Do you want to record it after this, or will you not have time?
Record after this? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Depends how long. So I gotta wake up at like 9:30 for an appointment, and then I work tomorrow too.
Oh, what time is it for you right now?
It is one. It is almost 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can record one video because this one isn't gonna be as long. Honestly, I thought the Olwen thing was gonna be a lot
All
longer.
right.
Instead, we just like tangent into.
Oh, I wasn't done. I wasn't done. We just switched over.
Oh no, keep going on about
Um,
Olwen then. She's the thumbnail man.
more about why, however. Um, besides her whole story thing, which I find is just really cool, and like the dynamic between her and Fred, I find really nice.
Cause
Like,
you're a simp.
yeah, okay, but like I find the dynamic between them really cool. I'd like to think that Owen is like she's going her own path and like always and is also walking it with Fred. So like I like to think that Owen acts on like more of an impulse, and then Fred's like informing her of what other decisions, and then slowly, Owen becomes more independent, but still always keeps Fred close by for like I don't know everything.
I
So
I
say
I
since they get
personally
married,
I ship Kemph Olwen personally.
all right,
In America.
in America, yeah, yeah, all right.
You
I
haven't
don't
seen
even know how to reply to
their hidden marriage dialogue where Kempf goes up to her and he says, Olwen, let's get married in America.
that. Imagine as a ROM hack. I've actually made a concept for how Kemp would be recruited in a remake as like a bonus.
Oh yeah, tell them about it. I've already heard about it. But you can tell them about it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Kempf and Reinhardt as recruitable characters, non-canon. By the way, you'd only get this after beating the game on like hard or something
Please
as
don't
a
make
bonus extra. Kind of like
Athrasia hard mode. Please, IS. Please don't subject me to that. Please. That's all I have to
I
say.
don't even know what the hell it would be.
It would be horrible. That's what it would
But
be.
well, yeah, probably. Don't worry, I got the arena abuse.
Whatever.
We'll do it in there.
It takes so long.
But
It takes like 2 hours
yeah,
to do that.
the
But keep
idea
going.
for recruiting Kemp is that you'd have to have Olwen and Fred specifically alive, which you probably think, oh, why would you not just have them have to be dead? It makes sense. Don't have Olwen. Now, here's the idea: you have to capture Fred, specifically and have Olwen and Fred alive. Basically, Leaf's just like, oh, I know you're an enemy of these Olwen and Fred, so I'm gonna leave them to you. And has like Kemp begging for his life. Olwen comes along, and she's just like, oh, Owen's pissed because it's Kemp. She wants to kill them, and Fred just like, think about it, Olwen. He could be a useful asset, and it's better to just show that you're stronger than him and don't hold just these kind of grudges. So, with that advice, she would only do this if Fred is there, so you have to have both specifically.
Hmm.
Um, she would essentially bully Kemp into joining. She would force him by
Smashing his cock and balls.
she would basically no, basically she would tell him about how he's not respected by the people because he's inferior to Reinhardt, but to
Hmm.
show his strength, to show them how good he is, why not fight them? Show them himself by force. And she just suggests that idea, and to prove himself as a person and probably escape the brother's shadow. He likes the idea of doing that, and since he has no other option to actually live, he just joins them. That's the idea. I
That's
had a more formal written down on Twitter, but yeah.
yeah. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. He's at Dire
Oh yeah,
Thunderhead.
do that.
Let me think. I think it's cool,
Do that.
but
I
I
tweet
also
things.
it's one of those things where I like keeping unit deaths. Like for example, in New Mystery, when they changed it to where you could recruit Arion, I legit didn't recruit him just because I felt like it was wrong. Like
Who's Arion?
no, not Arion. What's his name? He Arion is totally a
Aaron?
ripoff of him. What's his name? He has the IOT shield. He's my nervous brother.
McCallus?
McAllis or whatever. Yeah.
You can recruit him?
Yeah, you can recruit him in New Mystery, like on
What?
DS. Not in the
Really?
original. Not in the original. Only on like the DS one.
Really?
Yeah,
You can actually recruit him.
yeah, you can. If you have Minerva, obviously, but like,
That's that's like kind of cool, but at the same time, I, I don't see that shouldn't happen.
exactly. That's why I don't like it. It's like if in FE4, if you were just like, oh, if you talk to Eldigan with 5 party members, you can recruit him.
Yeah, I'm okay. Recruiting Eldingen, it's like it'd be kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know. I
I
don't see
think
that really working.
I think it would take out one of the best moments in the game, and so it would piss me
Yeah,
off a lot.
I feel like they should the three of them should die in different ways. Having Eldigan fight for his country, even if he's stupid about it, I think that should just capitalize on stupidity. If they really wanted more Eldigan content, they would just make a DLC side story
I
about like
agree. Like there should be.
what's going on before the start of FE4. Like I'm saying like this is an idea. Eldigan, like a side story where you play as Eldigan, and basically it's before the start of FE4, leading up to the civil war in his country until his eventual death.
Here's what I was thinking.
And
So
that would give like a story on Beowulf too, since they're friends.
what I think would be awesome would be so they talk about how like Quan and Sigurd and Eldigan like all went to like an academy or whatever together. Why
Yeah,
not that? Why not play like their training days and like whatever happened there, and you can play as all 3 of them, and basically Eldigan and Quan would be like the Christmas calves, and Sigurd of course would be the Lord.
no,
Like I think that would be
that's
cool.
funny.
I think it would be cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, but just I don't know how they'd implement it.
I don't know. I think they could
Probably just
find
like
out a way. It would be better than Revelations.
yeah. Yeah. Um, what else about Olwen? I mean, obviously, I really like your design.
I'm gonna end the
There's
video.
always that.
Just say you like her butt, and I'm gonna end the video until you my idea for the next video.
Is that what you want? What? I like more than that.
Well, you know what? You're a
Or just-
gentleman, so you know what? Don't say it. I appreciate that. That's really sweet. I like that. Respect.
Yeah, Owen's perfect in every way.
My man's be horny on Twitter though.
Listen,
I'm gonna report him to Twitter.
I hold back. All right,
You
I
hold back.
spare everyone. Just 'cause I could say a lot of cursed tweets just because it's funny. Because I create them in my head. And I'm
My,
like, oh, I don't want. I'm not that kind of Twitter account.
one of my favorite Dire Thunderhead quotes is "What's a mating press?"